God is dead. Case 1. Choosy beggars. If you've been on the internet, you definitely know choosy beggars. It's a pretty common phenomenon. It's people who are quite literally beggars who are choosy, from the phrase, don't be a choosy beggar.
Yeah, beggars can't be choosers, right? You cannot be in a desperate situation, me being like, hey Cam, if I don't get a commissioned art piece from you, I'll have nothing for my dad's birthday, and I've left it till an hour before.
And somehow that's my fault.
And because of that, I'm not going to also pay the rate that you are asking me to. Like, you're being a nice guy by saying, okay, look, you've only got an hour. Well, I can delay my my anniversary lunch with my fiance. I just might need to charge you a bit more because of that. Oh, what? What the hell? I thought you could do it for free. Like, etc. That's a real basic example, but I feel like there's lots of different categories.
There are. I've wrote down some of the categories this morning. I've put it into
Of course.
people buying stuff like Craigslist and Gumtree or Depop. You've got job applications and anything in the workplace. You've got influencers. So influencers saying, "Hey, could I have a free meal? I've got 20K and you'll get heaps of exposure." You've got weddings in particular.
That brings out an insane side.
It's an insane side.
No logic.
Specifically, wedding photographers. They seem to get it the gnarliest.
Yep.
You've got whataboutism, or just generally saying what about something. So let's say you had given $1,000 to the bushfire appeal, and you're
Not
like,
good enough.
Not good enough. What about I don't know, Lebanon? What about Yemen? Dating is its whole subsection.
Oh, bro, that's the most juicy to me when someone is like so unaware of like, look, there's no such thing as like objective attractiveness or objective anything, but like, holy shit, people that are like, I want a porn star that's never fucked.
And she's subservient, bro.
And I fucked whoever I wanted for the last 5 years. Like, come on, son, I don't know.
Come on, son. And then the final category, which is where we're going to start, is donations. People asking for donations on the internet. I want to rule out Kickstarters asking for that because that's its entirely own, because that's its
There's a product.
whole thing. That's its whole thing. But like the Kickstarter category, hey, go fund my spiritual journey. And I want to talk specifically about this screenshot from someone's Snap. All right, it says, I need help, please. Okay. I need money. And I thought, what are friends for? Yes, supporting each other. So please send me money. I'm desperate. Any donation above $100 is welcome. So if you were going to give him 50, you're a bad friend.
Oh,
This is already pretty bad.
yeah.
So at this point, you're like, it's maybe forgivable, but then he doubles down. Don't even try donating under $100, you broke ass. Don't be cheap. I'm trying to raise $10,000 by the end of the month. Please spread the word. So he's also asking for exposure here.
Reshare this, please.
Reshare this, please.
Well, look, I'm not going to rule out that it could be for an awesome thing, or he has had a really hard life or something.
Yeah. Raising money for $10,000. So you're like, okay, well, maybe this is a good cause. Those $10,000 are going to be spent on the following: iPhone 11 Pro Max, 512 gigabytes.
The top line iPhone.
Yeah.
Is he a filmmaker? Right, I don't know.
Who knows? Shot on iPhone 11. $700 sneaker. We'll post the pic in my next snap. Winky face.
Cool.
Yep. Thank you. I guess I get something. Is that like a Kickstarter tier kind of thing? Yeah. $250 new AirPods.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Rent and credit card late payments. I'm not surprised that you're late on your credit card payments, or that you even have a credit card. Weed and wine. Haven't had any in a long ass time, and whatever is left will be spent on clothes.
Unless there's a really decorated history to like, holy shit, my life's been so tragic that now I'm trying to just live a little. I find it pretty hard to go like anything else than this guy has like got God level confidence or God level lack of self-awareness.
Just entitlement. Like, this is everything and this is what I get. This is what I get in life. And come on, if you haven't even gotten me anything for Christmas, just like, who the hell gets
Who cares about Christmas, bro? Like, I don't get, like, Christmas is such a, it's such
a non-holiday.
It's a kid thing to be like, I remember I asked my friend, like, what was the best present she got for her birthday? She was like, I didn't really think about it like that. I was like, yeah, that's such a kid thing to be like, what was the best present? Like, what presents did you get?
Did you rank
She's
them?
like 25.
You're like, yeah, what'd you get? If you haven't even got me anything for Christmas, this is his final paragraph. Don't even think about donating anything below $500. Thank you.
People find it hard to spend $500 on like something they need. They're like, oh, I don't know, should I buy this?
Or should I donate it to this guy so he can get an iPhone 11 Pro Max?
Should I get my car
gigabytes?
serviced, or should I
save this for when my dog needs to go to the vet?
Wow.
No, this guy needs to pay his rent, not my rent. Good Lord, I could not imagine having this audacity. It's funny because this whole phenomenon shows up a lot in the workplace from both sides. There's this screenshot of jobs, and this is pretty common that people say, hey, we need, this, that, and the third. We need 10 years experience and blah, blah, blah. This one I like. It's got like basically asking for everything, including a bachelor's degree, salary, $11 an hour.
It's American, no doubt.
No doubt.
Beautiful.
Shit keeps going. There's
And
a
that's
nice
the thing. If you need someone to work for you, then you can't sit there and need all these qualifications and then. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful.
The CEO has asked on Quora, I have 2 employees that usually leave work at 6 p.m. They're good, but I don't like that their commitment lasts for work hours only. What should I do as a CEO? Pay them for non-work hours.
Yes, or be the CEO and you're the one grinding out of hours, but you don't pay them for that unless you pay them for that.
It happens on the other side from job applications too.
Maybe they need to do a Walmart chant before they.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right. Maybe they need a massive logo reveal. So this Megan,
Hey Megan, nice.
Hey Megan, nice. She is authorized to work in the US of A, as says her resume, which I always reckon is a red flag if someone uses an overly formal way to say something.
US of A.
US of A.
Oh, I thought it's just her trying to be funny, which is also a red flag in a resume. Unless
also
you're good at it, like you gotta nail it.
You gotta nail it. It's such a fine line.
A little off topic, but I did have a resume that came across my eyes of someone that I know that was hiring, and it was like them being like, reasons I'm awesome. I have a resting bitch face, but it's like it's sassy or something. And it was all these strange reasons. Like, why don't you just tell me if you're qualified to use Premiere or like if you know Photoshop instead of like I'm awesome. That is not, bro. The amount of people that think, and I'm trying to not be a hater, but like I've also been someone that's like seen a behind the scenes of entries into a competition. And it's like, in 25 words or less, why should you and a friend go to Dreamworld? And there's just the amount of people that you can just get out of the list straight away because they go, I'm awesome.
I'm awesome.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Show don't tell.
I'm awesome? You sure?
Yeah, sure.
I can check. Like, anyway, moving on.
Well, Megan, she might have actually benefited from saying I'm awesome. Instead, she's got these 4 dot points. One says willing to work 3 to 5 days a week, capital D in days. That's normal. Very dependable. Should be a given. Must be off by 3:30 every day, and the earliest I'm willing to work is 10 a.m. And then finally, cannot work with mayonnaise. It grosses me out.
I would love a slice of that, though.
You would love
in my life.
What, that lack of self-awareness?
Love that lack of self-awareness just to be able to, oh God, it would make my life so much easier.
It's crazy how people just, I think it's the worst because people think they're being succinct by putting all these dot points down, and then it just ends up looking, I've got this one. So here's a really good one. Let's get into the wedding stuff. Searching for a photographer for my wedding. Here are my requirements. Must be willing to do job for free.
Oh, beautiful.
Just upfront about it. Must have at least 8 years of experience.
Oh, what?
Must be at the wedding all the time, no breaks. Ready for the fourth?
No
the
breaks.
Fourth and the final. Bring your own food and drinks. Zero perks. Zero perks.
And you know what? This is the power of weddings.
It's bananas. I don't know.
Did you ever find yourself slipping into sicko mode when you were planning the wedding that did get postponed eventually because of Rona? But did you ever find you or Fliss just having to go, wait, no, we can't make a dress code of like everyone needs to wear a shade of blue or you're not entering the wedding?
Yeah, did we get Bridezilla? We got very much bride, let's save some frickin' money because weddings are awful, and we got very cynical about that. When I say awful, I mean awfully expensive. So the one that kept coming up for us was like, how come if you throw a music festival, you can charge tickets? Or if you put on a gig, you can charge tickets? Why can't you charge tickets to your wedding?
You'd be on this podcast if you charge tickets for a wedding, man.
Yeah, straight up. I would 100% be roasted. But we kept being like, but we're doing all the work. Why wouldn't people charge tickets? That's how these things usually work. And obviously, we're not going to charge tickets.
Thankless job, though, isn't it?
But damn, this is precisely why we will be going to the courthouse.
And then you also have to, and the courthouse is a pub, by the way.
No.
Getting married in the...
No. Getting married in the courthouse.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, we just do it at the fucking pub.
No.
Beautiful.
I'm talking a registry wedding.
Well, I'm
a romantic.
Beautiful. Ooh la la. There's also that thing where you can't yes, you've paid all the money to you've paid all the money to make this happen, but then people will think you're assholes if you don't say, and please, no gifts as well. Even though that's probably the one way you can get repaid for your effort. It's like, whoa, they're asking for gifts.
Yeah, like my buddy, I think his wedding was like 30 grand or something, and I was like, man, how much did you get back? He's like, dude, like 15K. And I was like, whoa. I mean, he's got fancier friends than me.
Damn.
But yeah, I was like, whoa, that's like a shit business model, but a great wedding model.
Hey, that's all right.
So I was kind of inspired.
So
Not that I think purely economically about these decisions.
So this choosy beggar.
So this
wants a
choosy beggar,
photographer
yeah,
to
but
do
I would never
everything.
not pay people. So yeah, they want the photographer to work the job for free, but still have 8 years
8
of experience.
years?
It's so. I mean, the thing that I think I get vicariously offended by is the fact that it's like literally everything disappears but the photos.
Yeah.
That's the longest lasting asset. Like the wedding dress, are you gonna wear that again? If you do, that's a sad affair.
Yeah, you were standing in the mirror crying.
The food and alcohol, or it's your second wedding, or whatever it happens to be. The food and alcohol, that's gone. I mean, by the nature of it.
Yeah.
The people will disperse and be whatever, but the photos are the one thing that seems to outlast, and that's what you're gonna cheap out on. Anyway, here's a nice one. So like those. This is probably my favorite example of a choosy beggar because it roasts another category, which is the vanilla freaking everything's great listicle. You know the tone of voice where it's like 5 awesome places to travel this summer: Monaco, Greece again, Turkey, and finally the Eiffel Tower. And you're like, whoa, okay. And it's like, and they'll have these like tone deaf, extremely kind of like wealthy point of view where it's like, working is boring, so why not spice things up by going to Greece for 6 months?
You deserve it. Like,
Yeah.
You've done 5 minutes of work. Time for a vacay.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know that we love to scroll Insta and get inspired, but what happens when you want to make it IRL?
Exactly. And it's like it's almost as if none of the negative stuff exists when these blogs write. And I can't understand it because I'm like, what, are we just going to ignore everything?
Money,
It's the same as
responsibility.
Twitter. I feel like Twitter doesn't recognize that positive things exist. I'm like, oh man. Anyway, so this is good.
The amount of publications that are talking to like 18 to 30-year-olds with no responsibility, with a wealth under them, that have no cares in the world. It's pretty astounding, like how they missed the mark when it turned like even people that don't live in the inner city. They're like, top places to like get a feed, and it's just all 2 kilometers within each other.
Yeah.
It's always a donut place, and it's anyway.
Yeah, all in Bondi. Yeah,
Beautiful stuff. Yeah, get a 2-puck burger at Bondi.
Oh
For some
my
reason, they
God.
love like the Biggie Smalls burger. It's like a burger joint, and then get the Yeezy Cheesy.
Yeah.
The Lil Yachty is the kids one.
Yum. So this is like, I guess, tips for how to save money on your wedding. Tip 5, have a free photographer. I'm going to do the voice. A professional photographer can easily cost you around $800 to $3,000. Now, that is a waste of good money. As photographers run their own business, you might want to approach them and strike a bargain. Cover your wedding, and they can use it as a platform to advertise their business. That is a win-win situation. If that does not work out, try to look for a budding photographer in the family or perhaps a friend of yours who is brilliant when it comes to taking photos. Exploit their talents.
Exploit.
This is brutal. It's a win-win situation. Hey, if you're a photographer out there, do you think that would be a win-win situation? Like not getting paid, but it's bizarre. Like
It's honestly the amount of people that think, when you're first starting out, yes, you need the resume. And you need things to put on your website and your resume. But that goes away pretty quick. Every now and then you'll put some better shit up on there. But like, I'm sorry that...
Yeah, I think if you can get paid, you should get paid. Like if you can find a buyer, if there is someone who deems you valuable enough to give you money, then you should get paid from there on in. Yeah. That's basically how I
Anyway,
believe.
we love it.
We love it. All right, this one's whatever. Okay, so let's do another frigging category, man. Oh, all right.
I love how good this podcast is for our mental health.
Yeah, describe this image.
Okay, we've got a bunch of supplies. We're looking at things like jarred food, toilet paper, wipes, like bread. It says free. It's on a table.
There's some hand sanitizer, toilet paper, and a lot of stuff. So you can date this to this year.
Free. Take what you need. I remember we saw a few things like that pop up around here. Like
it was cool.
Free toilet paper.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
It's hard out here.
What's the comment underneath?
comment that says there's not even any sugar there. Bro, don't even get me started on the what about people.
Oh, the people. It's like, shit's free, dude.
You're doing
like,
something nice. Sorry, did you forget about this thing?
Oh my god.
The
Philosophically, I
logic
just
behind this is like
cannot agree.
anything you've ever said or done needs to cover every single possible base that exists.
Otherwise, you're a complete hypocrite. And
Yes.
it's like there's no recognition that even if somebody is just getting into caring, like let's take this political, because this is where you see it a lot, is political issues. Someone will be like, hey, we need to raise money for bushfire season. And somebody comes back and says, oh, actually, there's a war in Palestine, so shut the fuck up. It's like, yes, there is a war in Palestine.
Yeah.
However...
One at a time.
Yeah.
Someone else is doing a fundraiser for that. I'm doing a fundraiser for this.
It's also a gateway drug for them caring about all the other issues in the world. And if their first experience of, like, I guess an entry-level political issue is met with negativity, how the hell are you going to get them on your side? It's just people who are morally correct and just so bad at communication. God, it just irks me.
Nuance gang.
Nuance gang. All right, here's another one. Taylor Swift spent her Wednesday giving money to fans whose incomes have been affected by coronavirus. Objectively a nice thing to do.
Full stop, nice.
Full stop. What's the comment? Honestly, it's selfish as hell to me. Millions of people need that money, not just her fans. You are technically correct. Technically correct.
And that's the skin of your teeth you're hanging on, son. Like,
that's all you've got. Here's another one. Sugar Shack Donuts, some donut shop. If your name starts with the letter J, come get a free house donut today. Hooray, Bryce. Can you read out what the comment is?
Listen, definitely a PR move, but 112 comments. Please go back. Please go back and do E. It is really, as in letter E, it is really unfair to those of us who promise a special treat to our kids. My B kid got one and now my E kid is understandably upset. Yes, I could just go buy one, but she has really been looking forward to her special E-name donut. Please, for the E parents here, make it fair. Fuck parents.
Fuck parents.
Honestly.
We've said it before, we'll say it again.
What drug do you have to take at the hospital when you have a kid that turns you into a fuckwit? Are you force-fed some shit that I'm not knowing about?
Oh my God.
Fuck
my
parents.
God. Yeah.
Any parent. I'm sorry. Fuck you.
Any parent. Yeah. That's what you heard. So
No.
like we do make this distinction. I think about this a lot.
These people were like this before kids.
Yeah, these people were like this before kids. So like when we say fuck parents, what we mean is fuck these parents. It's like, when you say like, oh fuck, I hate private school boys. You're not talking about guys who went to private school.
Yeah.
You're talking about private school boys.
Yeah.
Total difference. When you say fuck parents, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Nuance gang.
Nuance gang. All right.
Oh man, and I saw this stuff hand first at is that the word for it? At fucking when I worked firsthand.
I saw what the cat dragged in when Rome wasn't built in a day.
Son, I saw this when I was working in what we might call marketing of kind of like on the streets, activation culture, giving out hats, frisbees. Well, hold on, my son. Oh, you know what, man, I was cold-blooded sometimes with that. I was really cold-blooded. I had to. Well, sorry, my son's he didn't get the frisbee. Well, he didn't win. He didn't win the game, and I've only got 3 left. So the amount of kids in this line that want one of those, you might get to the back of the line.
It's like, how are you going to understand your guilt trip isn't going to work on me? I wasn't the one that nutted too early and now has shitty kids.
Exactly.
That's
Control
a you
your
problem.
nut.
That's it. Yeah,
Put
literally.
Put an elastic band around your sack.
Straight up.
It'll
straight
slow
up.
that shit.
Yeah, straight up. Like, just control your nut.
There's creams and shit that'll make you less sensitive.
Oh man, I love our childless rants. All right, so let's do something a little bit more close to home that we can actually be experts on. By the way, if you're a parent, we still love you. Keep listening.
Please.
Some of my best friends are parents. Why? I caught an Uber with a person who was a parent last night. Oh, all right. Inhale, Bryce. Exhale. We're going to need this. Listener, do the exact same because these are our final 2 pieces. They're both Tinder profiles.
Beautiful.
Jonathan, 31, wearing a fedora and some Oakleys.
Okay.
2
worlds collide.
2 worlds collide, yeah. And he's in a shoe store in his prof. Okay, so looking for my lovely ever after. Must be blonde or brunette. Be fit and toned. Go to the gym greater than 4 times weekly. Be no more than 5'11" and no less than 5'4" in height. I love when people have a range. It's not like, because I could understand, I mean, it's a cunty thing to do, but like I could understand if you just had no more than 5'11". It's like anything under, but nope. you got to be between the goalposts, swim between the flags, ladies. Be available. Yeah.
And I know how he's probably gone like, well, actually, if I've done the measurement from my nasal to my chin, and if I'm going to 69, then it needs to be an optimum. Like, he's trying to scientifically be like, well, it's just better sex life.
Yeah, exactly.
I've measured it.
Oh my God. Be available at all times. Give good head. Bro, imagine putting that in your friggin' Bible, in your bio. Be able to cook and clean. Devote as much of your time to me as possible. Have a steady income greater than $70,000 per year. Have own apartment that I can crash at occasionally. If you fit these criteria, swipe right. I will not settle for anything less. Also, not interested in BBWs and single mums.
He's probably trying to swipe white too.
Oh my God. Yeah, he is trying to swipe white.
No doubt.
Man, like, to our female listeners, how attractive is Jonathan right now? God, what a prize pick.
Everyone wants a man that knows what he wants.
Everyone knows that Jonathan is exactly what we want. Honestly, I'll put this up on the Instagram, because if you earn more than $70,000 a year and you're fit, toned, and give good head, and you're able to cook and clean, and you've got as much of your time from that $70,000 as possible to give to Jonathan. Jesus, who the hell is going to swipe right? Who in their right mind?
It's same with the resume. And here's the thing with love, though. Like, so it's Jonathan's got that resume confidence that Megan had. But, you know, I truly believe that there is someone out there for everyone.
Oh my God, I don't. Convince me, please.
Well, dude, look around. Like, the amount of assholes that you see that have found a fellow asshole.
Nah, bro, I'm black-pilled.
To be with. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we don't know. Our bubbles aren't big enough to make that call. I truly reckon, man, like, you look around and there are some people that you go, not a living chance in hell, no absolute way that you're going to end up, you know, with like a partner. And then they roll up to the party and it's just happened. I could be being a bit like, look, okay, if someone's like a monster and like...
Yeah, I was going to say, what about the incels?
Needs to be in jail or something, then like, all right, listen. Yeah, but with the incels though, like, let's not do this. But like,
let's not do this. Like a couple arguing in public. Let's not bring up
in front of the listeners.
No, we're just trying to talk about choosy beggars.
Nah, you know, like I will say though, with just like Jonathan is an unthinkable amount of like asshole.
Yeah.
To have all these requirements, I do think
he's also like a soft 4.5.
Interesting. I can't see the pick at the moment. So
what do you reckon out of 10, Jonathan?
Like
6 after Queer Eye.
I don't think he's that unattractive.
All right. Let us know. Rate Jonathan out of 10
without the bio, that is. But look, just
okay. If he was like a real cool dude,
man,
I think
totally.
Nah, look, you're right. I'm being harsh.
If Jonathan exists, then the inverse of Jonathan probably out of 9 billion people exists.
So you're talking statistics.
The jigsaw, the other end of the jigsaw. Statistically, bro.
You've watched too much Disney, man.
I don't know. I just think...
I don't know. I know I sound like an incel right now.
We haven't met that many people. Our networks aren't that big.
All right. Well, tell me if there is, and this is the final one. His name and eyes have been blacked out. I feel like the blacking out of the eyes is like, it's never really that much of a censor. Let's just call him, I don't know, pick a name.
Jay.
I was thinking Jake. Cool. All right. So Jay, 29, professional at corporation, straight man. Yeah, you heard it here first. Here's what he wrote.
On a Tinder thing.
On a Tinder bio. Fat girls and black girls to the back of the line.
Oh.
If your belly jiggles when you walk, you're disgusting. And nobody wants a fat, lazy, overweight, out of shape, Hershey's fed sweat hog next to them in the bed. If your mouth is gross, bye. If you don't have a job, or if you're a child and play video games all the time, see ya. If you have kids, that's a no-go. If you're a giant and or built like a man, get fucked. Real women only. 5'10", Gemini. That's his pick. Describe it.
Uh-huh. He's got some muscle and he is in military clothing. So he is a serviceman of the Marines or something, of the Army.
Thank you
something
for your
like
service.
That.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Or he at least does a bit of cosplay as a man.
Soul and Valor vibes. Look, I mean, we obviously there's a pretty clear consensus on Jay in this case is a piece of shit. God, no one has the right to speak like that to anyone, let alone as like a way to get a partner. It's like you're not a prize. You're not a catch, man.
Let's
No
judge
one
it.
is that much.
Let's judge it.
Bleh.
Final judgment.
If this is your first podcast, this is where we say the evidence before us. We have to make a choice. Is God dead or alive? God is dead is the motto, but Cam, when it comes to these choosy beggars, you've hit us with so many different categories. Are we taking a broad stroke approach to the conclusion? Are we going case by case here?
I guess you've got to take the broad stroke right up the front, and that is God is dead because there's just no gratitude.
Right.
There's no gratitude in any of this. There's no I'm thankful for what I have, and if we're not thankful for what I have, we turn into monsters, and if we turn into monsters, the whole world goes to shit, which is kind of what we're witnessing this year. And it's sad, man. It's sad because there's just such inequality in the world. Oh God, I'm going to sound like this guy. But, when someone's like, I asked for hollandaise sauce and it came out and it was only a little bit of hollandaise sauce. The poached eggs weren't even runny. And there's like 1 or 2 billion, I don't know the exact number, I'm not smart, but people in the world who are starving, living on less than $1 a day. It's like, man, maybe don't complain about your holiday sauce, because that energy could be used for something positive. I know I sound like a freaking hippie. What do you think? Is God dead?
I'm going to say yes. I mean, you can't sit there and not be able to look outside yourself. Like, my God, it's like the dating guys look in the mirror, right? The people that are saying, hey, come and be our photographer for free.
Can I poke a hole
Look
here?
around.
Everybody has blind spots. You and I have blind spots. Listeners, as much as I love you, you've got blind spots too. These people just seem to have bigger blind spots. Is that all it is? Is it just... Is it like an issue of naivety?
It's probably, to be fair, that's definitely a part of it where people just don't. Us working in a creative field understand the nuance of like asking for money and not asking for money and blah blah blah. But
that's hard, and obviously you learn by failing. Fail forward.
There's people that just literally don't recognize photography as a career. They're like, well,
you're pushing a button.
It's a hobby that, if you're getting money, sick, but like you're doing this, right, for a hobby. And that's not even malicious, So like the results are bad. The consequences are always going to be pretty negative, but not all of those examples came from a bad place. I want to say, if we really deeped it, like.
And so does it, I guess, like the conversations around exposure and unpaid internships, which, as we know, only benefit the rich. The fact that it's getting so much publicity online as a choosy beggar and people are ridiculing it and shaming it means that maybe it won't continue. I mean, you've seen the stats on unpaid internships. They are down with the next generation of workers.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a good thing, because that, promotes sort of like less... what would you call it? Like economic polarization?
Yeah.
Which is it'd be a dick to say that's a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe God's alive because we get to witness this behavior and shame it as much as we don't want to shame shit.
It could be like this. Yeah. This stuff being made public is sort of a way that we build as a society, and it getting called out as a bad thing or whatever. Like,
but is the call out too harsh? That's the next question. Or am I just like indulging?
It's tough, right? There's the nuance gang, like, fuck. I think I can pretty categorically, I'm pretty happy to say that the dating guys, it's just like, that's sort of a pimple on the arse of the earth that doesn't seem to be disappearing. Like, no matter what, these dudes get memed every day, and there's just still ones that pop back up again and again and again and again and again. So, like, that, for example, is one that I'm feeling like, God, how long is it going to take until...
It's just an unending supply of those dudes.
Maybe in 80 years, we're like, all right, well, we've weeded all that shit out, but have we
I just don't think we will.
Honestly, yeah.
All right, cool. We've made a call then.
Yeah, honestly, there's some deadness that's pretty hard to ignore across these.
God's dead.